Here we go. Now we're live.
That might go. I might put that in front of the show this week.
You absolutely should, just so people know what's going on.
All right. Y'all comfortable, Ricky? You ready to do this?
I guess.
All right. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, police say a Colorado man faked a seizure to help steal bulldog puppies from a pet store. I guess he figured if you're going to swipe a dog, you might as well play dead first. A man at Newark Airport tried to snap past TSA with a live turtle in his cockpit. Authorities were shell-shocked at his carry-on choice. Granny Dell drops Gator like a bad habit. Florida's Shih Tzu savior steals the swamp spotlight. New York City man crunches on rat. In his defense, Shake Shack had a 2-hour wait.
Shut up and sit down.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Now here's your infection team.
Oh, yeah, we're broadcasting. We're broadcasting live from our own little deranged corner of the internet where the jokes are twisted, the punchlines are inappropriate, and the hosts are definitely not qualified. Whether you're here for the comedy, the chaos, or because your life has made a series of poor life choices, welcome to Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh as the world is burning around us. You know what I forgot to do today, Mike?
What's that?
Write a monologue.
Oh my God, you were working on the show like the whole day.
I was working on the show most of last night, most of today, going through script, going through copy, getting the slideshow together and doing all of those things, and then went to therapy, which usually helps me write my monologue, which is kind of where it all kind of comes from. And took a nap, feel great.
I'll take a nap.
Yeah.
And I've started taking a nap show nights. Go
ahead. I need to step away just a moment. I'll be right back.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves. Sorry.
So I'm completely unprepared and
welcome to this week's podcast, episode 228, our corner of the world.
227.
Oh, I thought you guys were saying 228. 227.
Sorry about that.
Welcome to our deranged corner of the internet. Whether you're here because of something or something else. I did the monologue. It's over now. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Over to you, Jim.
There's no Jim.
Over to you, Mike.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Does that tickle?
A little bit.
Your tail wagging like a little puppy?
It is yeah. little bit.
I didn't hear it all, but I know I'm cutting pieces out of it to go in a montage that may become our opening clip now.
Probably.
Glad to hear it.
Whether you're here for something or something else.
Oh boy.
That was Ricky's impression of me, apparently, from what I gathered.
Media Virus Podcast.
I know exactly where she was going.
Yeah. I know where she's going too. All right.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you hear a man digging outside your house, check your neighbor's backyard and make sure Matt's not trying to bury his wife.
Listen, if you hear digging outside, just mind your business. All right.
Calm your tits and mind
your business. All right. My name is Paul. That's between you all. I keep to me. You keep to you. Everything's okay.
Oh, I thought it was gonna rhyme and be better.
No. Fucking. She's so mouthy because she's just out of arm's reach.
Pow, right in the kisser. Pow, right in the kisser.
All right, Mike, let's just start
All
this.
right, get back to
To the moon, Alice. Good evening. This is the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris reporting live for TMVP with a tail-wagging tale of crime, deceit, and yes, bulldogs. Last Friday at Perfect Pets in Centennial, Colorado, a 37-year-old aspiring actor named Timothy Davis decided to take his method acting to the next level. This man faked a full-blown seizure in the store, a distraction that allowed his crew to steal 2 English Bulldog puppies worth $4,300 each. Now, Matty, I've heard of playing dead to avoid trouble, but this guy took playing sick to a whole new level.
I mean, you kind of got to give it to him. He's either a terrible criminal or an Oscar-worthy actor. You know what I mean? Thespian, if you will.
A thespian, wow. As the staff tried to assist Davis in his award-worthy performance, one of his accomplices kicked an employee in the face while making off with the puppies. They fled in a gold Cadillac Escalade because subtlety is clearly not their thing, with chrome wheels, tinted windows, and zero shame. One of the stolen puppies was later recovered by a good Samaritan who unknowingly bought it from a street vendor for $1,500.
Hey, you want to buy a puppy? Hey, you want to buy a puppy?
Unfortunately, the second pup remains missing, probably trying to avoid ending up in a Craigslist ad titled "Half-Price Bulldog, No Papers, No Questions."
You think he's sitting in his cell right now, just like still clutching his chest and hoping somebody buys his act?
Davis faces charges of conspiracy to commit a felony, theft, and drug possession.
Like, he didn't think he was going to go to jail. Like, he was the decoy. Like, he didn't know he was going to get like, if I'm ever the decoy, remind me to leave my drugs at home.
Right?
You know what I mean? Babe.
Yeah.
If you're ever like the decoy or the getaway driver or somebody that's likely to get caught, leave drugs at home.
OMG. What are drugs?
All right.
Yeah, right.
Good enough. Three suspects are still at large, so if you see someone trying to pawn off a high-end puppy or a fake seizure in a pet store, you might just be looking at the Bulldog Bandits. That's all for this installment of Canine Capers. Matty, back to you.
I mean, at least we know now there's a cheap dog out there somewhere.
I mean, listen, people think, oh my God, Bulldog, French Bulldogs. Oh my God, they're so cute. You need to have money if you want one of these dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have money. You need to have time. You need to have experience.
And the English Bulldog's just the same.
Well, that's the one that she actually has experience with, was the English.
And it was terrible.
Aren't they a pain in the ass?
Yeah, you have to it's like you have to clean his face every single day. You have to get under his nose folds. You have to get between.
They're as dogs go, they're great. I mean, they're cool, and they're like my sister had one. He was fun to play with, but he was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was just a lot.
Their skulls are like misshapen, right?
Well, they're just so big, and they don't have a snout.
A dog without a snout. That's
like.
Yeah.
My sister's Bulldog was half as tall as Dickie is and weighed probably 15 pounds more than Dickie.
Yeah, my dog was like between 50 and 65 pounds.
Yeah, Archie was 70 pounds, and he was a bruiser. I mean, like, he wasn't fat. He was a bruiser. His shoulder muscles were big. His chest was huge. Big dumb head on him.
He couldn't breathe for shit.
No, he couldn't. Like, you knew when he got excited. Like, he liked my wife. So if we would go by, he would get all excited. But you'd know he was excited because you heard because they're snotty and slobbery all the time.
Gross.
Fucking Rottweilers are snotty and slobbery all the time.
Oh, yes.
And my brother used to have a Rottweiler named Daisy May Wigglebutt. and since they don't like, he didn't have it done, but he got her cropped.
Yeah, their tails are usually docked at birth.
Yeah, the tail is docked, and so they'll literally wiggle their entire ass.
Yeah.
Tail,
and the stub will go. The stub moves.
The stub's going. Yeah, no, the stub is going, but the whole ass is moving.
Yeah, the whole dog is all over the place.
Yeah, and well, that dog passed on. Of natural, it was just time. But this the same brother that had, he still has a pet snapping turtle.
He still has that guy, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll take you over there one day if you want to see him. I'll make the arrangements.
I'm good. I mean, I believe you. It's just,
it's just, but like, and this, there's like pictures of this, like this dog and this turtle just, playing.
I mean,
because
they're together and they know their limitations. I guess that's cool.
But and like I said, like inside the tank, this fucking turtle would take your finger off.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine like what would happen if you took like a wild snapping turtle and like stuck it down your pants.
Well, that would probably be bad.
Because you know what? It's not only snapping turtles also that bite.
No, all turtles. You'd be surprised. Pretty much anything with a mouth will bite.
That's what I've noticed.
What else is happening? I'm bored.
Well, turtles. This is TMVP News. I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris, bringing you today's most absurd headlines, whether you like it or not. Folks, the TSA has seen it all. Water bottles, oversized shampoo, the occasional rogue vibrator. But this time, a traveler at Newark Liberty International Airport decided to take a selfie on the plane. Authorities say a man was caught trying to board a flight with a live turtle nestled deep in his pants. That's right. He had a whole reptilian roommate tucked into his personal carry-on.
Come on, Mike. What's the charge? Torticery conduct?
TSA officers trained to spot the slow-moving threat flagged the man for further inspection when they noticed an unusual bulge in his pants.
So wait, were the TSA officers trained to spot turtles in people's pants?
I'm not sure it was turtles specifically.
I'm just saying the TSA officers trained to spot the slow-moving threat. First of all, what threat? Was he's gonna hijack the plane with a fucking turtle?
Maybe. I mean, you don't know what people are thinking. Upon closer examination, they discovered a hard-shelled hitchhiker lurking in his undercarriage.
Mike, I got to respect the dedication. Some guys just want to keep their pets close. But I bet you that little guy was not happy.
Well, TSA agents immediately secured the turtle and turned it over to wildlife officials, while the man was questioned about his unorthodox travel companion. He now faces possible fines and, of course, some serious shell shame from the general public.
I hope they washed it. Like that's got to be the closest that guy's hog has been to snapper in years. Babe. That's got to be the closest that guy's hog has been to snapper in years.
Ew. Is there a picture we're supposed to have of a turtle?
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
So I follow the TSA on Threads, and they're so good.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, between the TSA and Wendy's, I'm just LOLing all day long.
Wow. I wouldn't have...
Rainbow. Rainbow is like, whoever runs Rainbow is fucking ratchet.
I guess you don't have any immediate examples of a TSA.
Oh,
it's funny.
I mean, I do usually screenshot them and send them to my friends for them to ignore, but
in my experience, TSA does not have much of a sense of humor.
Oh my God.
No, you walk in with a turtle in their pants. It makes the fucking news, dude.
No, TSA is so funny. First of all, their profile says travel tips and dad joke hits. Princess of puns, king of canines, teller of travel tips, passion for prohibited items, admirer of alliteration.
This sounds like ChatGPT.
It says, I'll have to clap when I do it. For the last time. Foil does not make stuff magically disappear in the x-rays.
It actually makes it easier to see.
Okay. Turns out you don't even need luck to make your flight. You literally just have to get to the airport early. Who knew? Oh, wow. So you can remember 3.14, but not 3.4 ounces. Wow. Okay.
That was on Pi Day.
That was on my day.
So, interesting thing that you can do when someone you know is traveling to have a little fun with them. Like if they're going to take a book onto the flight with them, or I mean, you could really do this anywhere, but you take some foil and you double it over, maybe triple it, so that you have a few layers, and you cut out the shape of a gun. Now, this takes some doing. It can't be half-assed. I mean, you really got to do a good job. And it's best tucked inside a book, because then it looks like they're carrying a book that like secretly opens and there's a gun inside.
Oh my God, the drama.
And then you let them go through. You let them go through TSA.
All right, that's important. That's important information. Don't let Professor Mike Litoris pack your luggage.
The other day they said, we regret to inform you that snakes and turtles are not the only animals people have put in their pants before going through TSA. Unfortunately, one time there was also a live chicken in the pants situation.
Alive? That's one nice cock you got in your pants there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No good?
Wow. No, that's great. No, I love the joke. Birds are mean, dude, and they don't care about you.
No, well, reptiles are mean. Like, dude, the whole time, like, we're talking about this story, I have this vision in my head of this time when I was in high school and we decided to put together a canoe trip.
Uh-huh.
And my one friend, Johnny, was fucking with my friend, Steve, and they found a turtle. And it was just a boxer turtle.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't a snapping turtle.
Right.
But it was a big turtle.
Yeah.
And
They get quite sizable.
And like, instead of going in his shell, this thing was pissed. Like it was swinging.
Standing ground.
Right. And he's fucking with him. And my buddy Steve was like afraid of reptiles, just in general, like snakes and stuff. Like you could see it in his face. So of course my friend John's fucking with him.
Right.
And those two were the two that were actually like friends.
Right.
Like I was friends with I was friends with John, and I was friends with Steve through John.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So and then just this fucking turtle latches on to Steve's fucking shirt. And I'm watching Steve stand there with this fucking turtle dangling. He's screaming. He's swinging back and forth. The turtle's fucking holding on with all of its might.
Wow.
It was one of the best experiences I think I've.
Back to the TSA.
Okay.
Hey, so neither TSA or the airport custodians appreciate when you throw your loaded pew-pew into the garbage can in front of security. So maybe don't do that again. Okay, thanks. Looking at you, SMF travelers.
SMF?
I'm sure that's like
it's an airport code.
An airport word.
SMF. I can't even begin to think of what that might be. Huh.
All right, Mike, does the TSA have any reminders for travelers?
Yeah, TSA reminds travelers that while service animals and emotional support creatures are sometimes permitted, stuffing a turtle into your trousers is not an approved method of transport.
And yet somehow it's still classier than Spirit Airlines.
Well, reporting for TMVP News, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris. Back to you, Matty.
Thanks, Mike. And you remember, folks, if you ever feel the urge to sneak a reptile into your pants, maybe don't.
Also, if you need to have a pizza on the airplane, you can consider that a carry-on item according to the TSA.
Nice.
But it's no, hang on a second, because I would argue that all the toppings and cheese on a pizza is more than 3.5 ounces of fluid.
I don't think it's fluid. It's food.
Tomato sauce is fluid.
The TSA posted it on Threads, and that's like pretty much fucking Bible. So
No, if it's on Threads, it's law.
they're not going to post something fake.
All right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I know I am.
They're also relaxing some of those liquid rules.
I like a relaxing liquid every once in a while.
So do I.
You know what I mean?
I may have a little tequila later. Celebrate,
What are we celebrating?
I'm taking a few days vacation.
Oh, I fucking love vacation.
Mike got a new job.
No me diga.
Same company, but new title and, bump and pay.
Love to see it. Do you
So-
still have to work a weird schedule?
It gets
Yeah,
weirder, actually.
But my weird schedule's going to change. I'll be switching from my current front half schedule to a back half schedule. So I'll work Wednesday to Saturday now.
Oh, so you work on Saturday.
Yeah.
Boo!
Boo. But
Up until now, I've been working Sunday to Wednesday.
But most of the time, the time that I think about giving you a call and talking about shit, I do it on Sundays is when I really want to talk to you. So it works out for me.
Yeah, well, there's a show on Wednesday also.
Yep.
Yes, we're gonna have to, just work that out like we've worked out everything else.
I work Wednesday now. It's just that Thursday I don't. So I'll be working on Thursday.
So Matt has to end the show earlier. Darn.
I'll have to remember to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Glad to see it.
Don't do so much coke in C Block.
Ew, people are gonna think you're not joking.
You know who wasn't joking? This dude that fucking decided to eat a rat in a New York City street.
No, that is no joke. That's straight up crazy.
That
Thanks,
reminds
Matty.
me of something. Oh, sorry.
What's it remind you of?
Do you remember in the Fat Camp movie?
Heavyweights?
Yes.
It's your favorite movie, but I have to remember the title.
I forget the name of this movie all the freaking time. It's so annoying. But they make a video to send home. So Ben Stiller's character is making a video that he, is doing a good job. And then once they capture Ben Stiller's character because he's a bad guy, and he's starving them and stuff, they make a video to show the parents on parent visiting day. And in one of them, Goldberg is eating a rat. It's not real, it's pretend, but they did it to make it look dramatic, they're so starving because Tony isn't feeding them. That's all. Huh. That's your weekly heavyweights reference. By the end of the year, you guys will have seen the whole movie.
You'll have been told about the whole. It's a funny movie. It's worth watching. It's a funny.
Do that.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That way I can partake.
Yeah.
Well, this is the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris reporting for TMVP, where we cover the stories that really gnaw at society. In a scene that left New Yorkers squeaking in disbelief, a man was caught on camera taking a literal bite out of the Big Apple's most infamous resident, a New York City rat. Yes, while most folks are dodging these furry fiends on the subway, this guy decided to make a meal of it right on the sidewalk.
I mean, hey, man, when life hands you vermin, make vermin aid.
I mean, it tasted like
The shocking footage shows the man holding the rodent tightly and chowing down like it's a 5-star delicacy. Bystanders were stunned, probably wondering if this was a bold new take on farm to table or just filth to face. Meanwhile, celebrity chef Andrew Zimmern recently defended NFL star Xavier Legette's raccoon eating habits, claiming that eating critters can be a culinary delight. Perhaps this rat-muncher was just a misunderstood foodie testing out the hottest new street menu. Rodent tartare. The city's health department has yet to comment, but there's speculation about whether this is an extreme form of eating local or just a desperate attempt to keep food costs down in this economy. Either way, it's safe to say the term ratatouille has been redefined.
So is there any word of whether or not it's been paired with a fine Subway wine? maybe a nice vintage 2023 Gatorade bottle full of, who knows?
It's hard to say, Matty, but I do love drinking piss. Reporting for TMVP, this has been the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris.
Thanks, Mike. I guess in New York City, it's eat or be eaten. And this guy clearly chose option 1. Stay tuned to TMVP, where the news bites back.
I mean, there's a lot of there's an abundance of French recipes for rat, because when France was going through some hard times, the French Revolution and all, and everybody went down below to the catacombs. They were eating rats. That's all they had.
The rats were fat, Erica said that this rat probably tasted like donuts.
Could have.
Because you are what you eat. It was probably a diabetic rat. It was really sweet.
Pepperoni.
Oh, yeah. Lots of pizza. Lots of crust.
What do you...
It tasted like yeast.
I hope he doesn't get an infection. What do you think tastes better, a rat or a Shih Tzu?
See, it's tough.
Like, man, this rat tastes like shit too.
I'm trying to. Are Shih Tzus bigger than rats?
Oh yeah.
Well, some.
Okay.
Because there are small Shih Tzus and there are big fucking rats.
Right. That's where I'm going. I mean,
dude, I slipped in a rat one time, a dead rat.
I'll throw up right now. Sorry.
You slept in a dead rat?
Slipped.
Oh, I thought you were talking about some
on a
Star
dead
Wars shit.
It was the worst. So I used to work on like 17th and Sansom.
Right.
And you had to go. I had to go down 13 floors in an elevator and out the back door to smoke. Horrible.
Sounds like a bad job, dude.
It was a bad job, but the back door was where the dumpsters were.
Uh-huh.
And I opened up and I took one step and I slipped, and then I looked down at what I had slipped in, and it was just
a deceased rodent.
It was. I also had a pretty big rat, fucking a dead one, fall on me when I was taking out a drop ceiling in Philadelphia.
What else is happening?
So, and my parents have a small Shih Tzu.
Right.
So I would say those rats were bigger than that Shih Tzu, but my parents had a larger Shih Tzu that would have been bigger than the rats.
Right.
So a rat to Shih Tzu ratio is not a...
There's no constant.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Hey, well, Gators vary in size too, right?
Gators do vary in size. You can have a small gator or you can have a big gator, but I think any size gator versus a Shih Tzu,
bad day,
or a rat, it's a bad day. Unless
I had a 5-foot alligator in my backyard once.
That's a big lizard in your backyard.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard the Dead Milkman song? Big lizard in my backyard.
I know that I must have. I'm not unfamiliar with the Dead Milkman.
There was an album, Big Lizard in My Backyard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, this lady had a big lizard in her backyard.
It happens sometimes.
And it tried to eat her fucking Shih Tzu. Like, welcome back, you filthy animals. It is time for your daily dose of madness with our holy roller of joints and headlines, the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris. What's cooking in the swamp today, Rev?
Good afternoon, TMVP centers. Down in North Fort Myers, an 84-year-old granny turned gator gladiator when a 7-foot reptile tried to make a snack out of her precious pooch. Del Bopple was strolling with her Shih Tzu Queen when the scaly bastard lunged from a pond. She chucked her pup skyward and, like a furry frisbee, and started pummeling the beast with her fists. Sent it slithering back into the slime. The gator took a chomp out of her hand and leg, landing her in the hospital, but she's grinning through it, ready to reunite with her 4-legged royalty.
Sue Granny's out here throwing hands like Rocky Balboa on a bender. I bet that gator's rethinking his life choices. Probably crying into its swamp juice like, I just wanted a little dog treat. She's 84 and still swinging. Meanwhile, I can't even open a pickle jar without pulling a muscle, dude. My fucking thumb hurts all the time.
Oh, she's my new hero.
Damn right, dude. Move over, Crocodile Dundee. Granny Dell, the new queen of the swamp. I bet she's got a purse made out of that gator's hide by now, strutting around like, who's next, bitches? I hope Queen's got like a medal for surviving that aerial dog toss. Talk about a real tailspin.
Authorities nabbed the 7'3" menace and gave it the old heave-ho. Bopple's on the mend, proving that age is just a number when you're beating back nature's assholes. That's the gospel from TMVP. Back to you, Matty.
Preach, Rev. That gator picked the wrong grandma to fuck with. She's out here giving Florida man a run for her money. Next up, we're debating if my ex's cooking could fend off a bear.
Ew.
That was written by ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
So, but coming up next in the B block, we've got AI creeping on your kids, quantum computers claiming they're smarter than all of us combined, and the UK's traffic cams that are better snitches than your ex. Stick around because ignorance is bliss, and we're here to ruin it. And then coming up in the C block in entertainment news, a Harry Potter actress, Jessie Cave, has joined OnlyFans to help pay off her debts, proving once and for all that even Hogwarts graduates struggle with student loans. I guess she's finally found a way to slither in some extra cash.
This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46-VOICE. That's 302-46-VOICE. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46-VOICE today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdef as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS-01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdef, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Litoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform.